Mm, 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 mm. I see people.
Hey!
You. Thank you for the joy. I thank you. Clap, clap. Thank you for the joy. I thank you. Clap, clap. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for the joy in my life. Freestyle, freestyle. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for the joy in my life on Daily Antidote of Song. Woo! Great morning and grand rising to us all. Hey, everybody. I'm Arnaé. I'm your host for this Tuesday edition of Daily Antidote of Song that is lovingly brought to you every day by the good people at Carpe Diem Arts. Give them a hand, y'all. Every day, every day. And we are celebrating day 2 of Gratitude Week here at Daily Antidote of Song. We have a very, very special guest in the room this morning. We're going to get to say hi to in a minute. But first, hi to the Facebook Live family. Hello, Facebook Live family. Come on, everybody. Show them your love. Show them your love. That's fantastic. And to the Zoom roomers, the room Zoomers, wave to each other. Just go ahead. To the left, to the right, to the up, to the down. Thank you. And I'm going to start out the hellos as always with Busy Graham. I'm not sure if she's here yet, but let's give her a hand, making it possible. To Jojo Rossi, give her a hand, making it possible. And our wonderful Zoom guru and my stylist every Tuesday, Katie Abadou, our Zoom guru, who makes it all happen. Fantastic. Okay, and I'm to remind that if there are any new people in the room, please stay until the very end when everyone's gone so you can receive your very special welcome from JoJo. Okay, let's get started with our Zoomers in the room, our roomers in the Zoom. I'm so glad to see JoJo, so glad to see KT, so glad to see Sally, so glad to see Becky, so glad to see Al, so glad to see Adele, so glad to see Aloysius in the car. One of these days I'm going to be in there with you. So glad to see Kathy M. So glad to see my friend Arlene. So glad to see Claire. So glad to see Dan Walker. So glad to see my girl Susan G. And Mabel with that dancing bears. Oh, you got a whole bunch of things going on there dancing. Put them up, put them up. I'm so glad to see all of y'all. So glad to see Jacqueline. So glad to see Suzanne. So glad to see Toby. So glad to see Carolyn Boise. Oh, girl, look at what Carolyn is doing in Boise. Oh, oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let me get back. Me. Where was I? So glad to see Kathleen. So glad to see Cricket. So glad to see my friend Storm. So glad to see Ruth with my pinky out because I'm cultured. So glad to see Johnny. So glad to see Cliff in Vermont. And so glad to see Barb in Washington. So glad to see Sally Gordon. So glad to see Luda. Hey, girl. Oh, I love the love. So glad to see Susan Miller. So glad to see Busy Graham. So glad to see Sheila in Florida. So glad to see Dane. Hey, you doing? So glad to see Jamie. Well, I like the hair. So glad to see Deborah. So glad to see Karen and Kate and her brother Jim. Hey, y'all. So glad to see Fred in Silver Spring. So glad to see Annette Perone. So glad to see Amanda and Miles. Miles, what you got? Oh! One of these days. One of these days. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I gotta get back. Gotta get back. Gotta get back. How do I get back? How do I get back? So glad to see Brian. So glad to see Steve and Michelle. So glad to see Nancy with the moo cow. And I'm so glad to see Caroline in DC. So glad to see Ralph and Penny. So glad to see Sandy E. So glad to see Hoda in BC in that incredible space, Hoda. That incredible sanctuary. Love you, girl. So glad to see Jane in Texas. So glad to see Kat in Vermont. So glad to see Gary and Christine. And there's Sue and Sue Sean and Sandra Moore. And Bronwyn and Louise and Lisa and Alexandra and Gloria and Joni and Adrian and Amos and Lorian. And my girl Bonnie Schuster in Boise, Idaho. I'm so glad to see y'all this morning. Ooh, okay. Oh, all right. My heart is pumping because I'm in it. All right. So we are celebrating day 2 of Gratitude Week here at the Daily Antidote of Song. And our song leader for this morning is an award-winning folk musician, songwriter, children's educator, and this is children of all ages. Through the arts, she brings her mesmerizing vocals and musical genius to concert halls, coffee houses, schools, churches, and if you're lucky, to your home. You already know and love her. Let's give a warm Daily Antidote welcome to the wonderful Sally Rogers. Sally Rogers, open up. Woohoo! We need you to unmute, Sally. Okay, let's take a minute. There she is.
I got it. Okay, it said the host will not let you unmute, and then Katie saved me and she unmuted me. Thank you, Katie.
That's fantastic. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thanks. I'm really good. How about you?
Excellent. I'm excellent.
So just a treat having you here today too. I haven't
Oh,
met you before, and what a treat.
yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. So tell us about the selection that you have chosen to share.
Well, this is a song written by Bob Franke, and he wrote this on a Thanksgiving Eve many years ago. I think it was one of those songs that attacked him in the middle of the night, and he quick wrote it down. And it originally was only 2 verses, and I don't know how long ago, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, he added a 3rd verse. And I really don't usually sing the 3rd verse because I know it as a 2-verse song, but I am going to sing that 3rd verse today. Bob just was visiting here the other day, and we sang this song together. So I'll sing it for you, all 3 verses.
Okay, will you teach us the chorus first, though,
I'd
please?
be delighted. Da, 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 da. So the chorus is, what can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dreams bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Love till you've loved it away. That's the chorus, and what a wonderful one it is. I wanted to know, Katie, if you're sharing the screen, I'm not seeing it, and I would love to see the words too because I don't have the 3rd verse memorized.
Ah, well, I'm not sharing the screen per se, but I do have the words in the chat.
Oh, good. I'll just look at the words in the chat then. All I need, there's one word in that verse that I always forget. I get it now. Okay, the word is flower. I always forget the word flower, but I will put it there, and now I'll be able to sing it to y'all. So that is the chorus of the song, and we'll just start at the top, and everybody can look at the chat if you would like to sing along with the entire thing. gone by. It's a hard thing to think of the times to come, and the grace to accept every moment as a gift is a gift that is given to some. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dreams bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Love till you've loved it away. There are sorrows enough for the whole world's end, and there are no guarantees but the grave. And the lives that we live and the times we have spent are a treasure too precious to save. What can we do with our lives but work and hope? Let your dreams bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Love till you've loved it away. As it was, so it is, as it is, shall it be, and it shall be, while lips that kiss have breath. Many waters indeed only nurture love's seeds, and the flower overshadows the power of death. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dreams bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Love till you've loved it away.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. That was so lovely. So lovely. Breath of Thanksgiving on that. Everybody just take a breath. Breathe that all in. Let's hold it in our hearts and release it to ah.
Ah.
Yes. Wow. Sally, thank you so much for that. So
Oh,
we
you're
know
welcome.
that you share a wonderful friendship with the great Bob Franke, who's the composer of this song. Um, and he was recently, you have a recent video of him that I
Oh,
saw.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was here for 3 days. I like you do the antidote of song. I do a song a day keeps the virus away on my Facebook page live at 4 o'clock Monday through Friday. I take the weekend off. You guys don't even take the weekend off, do you?
No, Daily Antidote is daily, daily.
Daily, daily. I just didn't think I could quite pull that off. So I do Monday through Friday.
I know.
And so Bob and his wife Joan were here visiting for 3 days. And so while they were here, I said, "Hey, Bob, you wanna sing on my song day?" And so he's having issues with his hands these days and hasn't been able to play the guitar for a couple of years now. So I actually played guitar for him, which I felt very odd to do that. And he sang, and I sang the harmony on it.
Wow. Will you share some thoughts on your gratitude for the connection you have with him and his wife? Just
Oh, I'll share gratitude with them and so many other people too. Joan, his wife, is was my former booking agent, and I first met Joan in about 1975 in East Lansing, Michigan, when she came to call dances at our local dance, and I met Bob in Ann Arbor in 1973, I think, when I first heard him sing at the Ark in Ann Arbor, and then he came to sing at our at our coffee house, the 10 Pound Fiddle, and he gave a workshop at Elderly Instruments where I was working at the time, and so I've known them both for a really long time. Bob's songs are phenomenal. He's just a really phenomenal songwriter. His choice of words paint pictures and bring tears and bring laughter. He's a genius. And Joan is a delight. I was, and we sort of got the two of them together. They both came here for Howie's 50th birthday, and a spark lit, and
oh,
they were married shortly after.
got a love connection going on over there in that kitchen.
Mm, that was at this very house.
I love it. I love it. Well, speaking of your series, you have been quite busy during this pandemic because today is day 311. Is that correct?
311, you're right.
Wow. And so I've watched several. I really love how relaxed and heartfelt your singing is. Thank you for that.
Relaxed is the word for it.
Well, it is. So I'm curious. I mean, we kind of know what the inspiration for the series is, but humor us. What made you decide to do it when you did?
I started it on March 30th. The pandemic for us started March 13th. And why do I remember that date? So it started on March 30th, and honestly, I figured it would be lasting for a couple 3 weeks, as most of us did, and I thought, well, what the heck, people might want to hear something, and I thought, well, most of, at least if it were me, I would have a hard time sitting and listening to a long half-hour program or an hour concert, which I know some people who've been doing a concert a day, if you can imagine that, like a whole hour. And my thought was that anybody could sit for 5 minutes and listen to a song, and I wanted to make it about the song and not about me. So I do all kinds of songs. I mean, I do songs that I pull out of Rise Up Singing. I do songs that I knew as a child. I do any song goes, really. And the idea is hopefully that people will find solace in singing along. Most of the songs that I do have a part that they can sing along with. I actually don't put the lyrics up because I'm in Facebook and I don't know how to do that, but I do sing them, and then they're up there so people they can go back and revisit it either on the Facebook page, or a lot of people hate Facebook, so it's on my YouTube channel also, and it's also on my on my website page. So people could go to sallyrogers.com and access most of them, and then find their way to the YouTube channel. But the idea was to make it about the song, and I've rediscovered a lot of songs that way. In fact, just the other day I found a song that I absolutely love, and it has been an earworm. It follows me. This morning I actually started singing it in my sleep. The chorus is, dashing away with the smoothing iron, dashing away with the smoothing iron, dashing away with the smoothing iron, she stole my heart away. And every verse is exactly the same except for what she does with the laundry. So it's, washing the linen clothes, hanging the linen clothes, starching the linen clothes, drying the linen clothes, ironing the linen clothes, wearing the linen clothes. And but it's a really fun song to sing. And I don't know that I necessarily would ever sing it in a concert, but gosh, I sing it all around the house all the time now. So,
That's
and
incredible.
there's so many songs like that we can carry with us to help us get through time like this. And I mean, heck, you're all here for that reason, I presume. You find some solace in coming together as a community, and that's one thing that has amazed me about this, because that's not the piece that I thought would happen. I did it for me, really, because I wasn't making music. If I hadn't been doing this, I wouldn't be making music, because all my gigs were canceled, as any other musicians as well. So so this gave me a reason to pick up the guitar and or the dulcimer and or the banjo and start singing. Um, and I think we all needed a reason to do that. We needed a reason to continue our lives the way that try to bring some amount of normalcy.
That's fantastic. So, does this mean that in 311 days, you have never repeated a song or done
No,
a version
no,
of?
no. That was my original idea, that I wouldn't repeat a song. And the first well, the first 250 days, I stopped in April. On April 5th, I stopped at 250. And in that first 250, there were a few songs, particularly the ones that I had written. One about my grandmother, I sang several times, but each time I sang it, it was different. Once I sang it by myself, once I sang it with Claudia Schmidt, once I sang it with Claudia and Howie, once I sang it just with Howie. So I tried to do it different ways. Even though I repeated the song, I repeated "Circle of the Sun," my song "Circle of the Sun." There were several songs that I did repeat, but not very many of them, and that was part of the challenge to myself. Also, then I started again September 1st on day 251, and now we're at 311, and I haven't repeated anything in there, I don't think.
Ooh.
So, but I'm not singing songs. I didn't want to be saddled to the songs that I could do on a stage, that I had memorized and, spruced up. I wanted it to be a little bit raw, because I wanted people to know that they could do that. I mean, I'm a professional singer, and when I get up on the stage, I expect myself to know all the words. I expect myself not to forget the words. But when I did this, I wanted people to see, maybe it's the learning process, or maybe it's just singing songs because they're fun to sing. And the other thing is, I didn't want to have to spend a ton of time myself, aside from the 10 minutes that I do. I didn't want to spend a lot of time doing this. So the result is, instead of being home at 3 o'clock and making a plan of exactly what I'm going to do between 3 and 4, wherever I am at 4 o'clock, that's where I am, and that's what I do. So sometimes I'm in the car, and sometimes I'm at the farm picking up my eggs, and sometimes I'm, taking a walk outside. Sometimes I'm driving home and I didn't get there fast enough, and I pull over and go to a marsh and sing on the edge of the marsh. And that makes it fun for me too, um, and it puts a little edge on it too for me.
Sure, sure. It's a wonderful collection, and so people can see it by subscribing to your YouTube channel, which is what?
Oh, Sally Rogers. I honestly, I don't know if it's got a name. Does it have a name?
Okay,
Sally Rogers.
Katie
If you
will.
look up Sally, well, I'll tell you how you can find it.
It's
It's
in the
in the
chat.
chat. It's
You
in.
can find it in the chat, because Katie has done her homework that I have not done.
Katie's always there. Katie is
Thank you, Katie. I'm going to save this chat so I can copy the URL.
right. So if you want to, if you go see the when not if when you go see the videos, subscribe to the channel, people. Those algorithms count, and I include my channel too, which I'm sure Katie's going to put in the.
Yes. Yes, please do. And that's one of the most frustrating things about this, is that I don't really understand the algorithms for Facebook. And I have something like 3,000 friends on Facebook, but they don't all see this. They don't all get the notification. Only a few people get the notification, and some days it's fewer people get the notification than others, and I have no idea why. So the only thing I do know is that by reposting it, by sharing it, and by liking it, that increases your odds of having more people there. Why, I don't know, but definitely, if you can stand to go on Facebook, that's very helpful to whoever you're watching, and I'm sure it's helpful to Facebook too, unfortunately. But
Well, there's a payoff.
yeah, Yeah.
If that means more people are being able to experience you in this time, a lot of your fans want to know what you're doing. They would love to see you at an X stand. I'm sure folks would love to see that. You just pulling over your car, singing a song. So,
Well, the other day we were coming home from Boston, and we would have been home on time, except there was a horrible traffic jam and a downpour of a rainstorm, and so it literally took us an hour and a half longer than the normal hour and a half to get home, and so. We pulled over at 10 of 4 into one of the rest areas, and we didn't even get out of our car because it was just pouring down. And I took pictures of the sheets of rain on the windshield. And but when we finished, a rainbow came out. It was amazing. Howie sang a song from Bessie Jones called "Heist Up the Window," and it's about Noah and the Ark. And
oh,
in the middle of the rainstorm, and we finished, and the rainbow came out. It was it was so cool.
okay. Okay. So people go find that. Go find that and mention in the comments that you saw her talk about it here and you're just co-signing it on your end.
It's 9:30.
Okay, that's my computer talking. All right. So we're going to wrap this up in a minute, but I am very curious about your Quiet Corner song swap.
Well, when Pete Seeger died, a group of people here, led by Mel Johnson and Mac Johnson, um, uh, we had an evening of song swapping in honor of Pete. And when we finished, we said, we got to do this again. So we set up a song swap at our local cafe, the Vanilla Bean Cafe, one of our very generous local businesses. And we had a live song swap there on Friday evenings, once a month. And we usually got between 25 and 50 people that would show up to sing. And then, of course, COVID hit and we couldn't do it anymore. So it seemed to me that people still wanted to do it. And actually, as it turns out, so we opened it up on a Zoom call. And as it turns out, we have people from all over the country, like this. It's like this, only not quite so many. We get about 40 people, maybe 50 people, but you're all invited. The next one is December 17th, and we share the lyrics on on the Zoom window, and everybody can sing along while muted. And there's a couple of people people lead the songs, and we choose the song leaders ahead of time. In other words, if you want to sing a song, if you want to share a song, you let me know ahead of time. You send me the lyrics, and then we get it all set up. So it's planned in a way that it's not planned when we go live at the Vanilla Bean. But as a result, it moves along pretty quickly, and we get in a lot of songs. And we have wonderful song leaders, and they're from all over the world. We have a guy who shows up from England. He comes in at 1 o'clock in the morning for him, 1 o'clock in the morning for him. And the other day he was in Germany, so now it was 2 o'clock in the morning when he showed up. And his name's Phil Hoag, if you want to look him up. And we have people from Washington State, from Wisconsin and Michigan, and all over New England. So it's created a little community, as has this. I mean, a lot of you I recognize from other kinds of singing gatherings, including the Antidote of Song. And so you know that you actually get to know these folks in a way that you wouldn't have had the opportunity otherwise. You see each other every day, and it's pretty exciting, actually. I mean, here's Ann Morse, who, we've known each other for years and years, and she lives in Nashville, and I haven't seen her in 16 years probably because she's down there, but I get to see her almost every day on my little thing, and then she comes to the song swap and she comes here. So, you get to see a whole bunch of people in a way that you just wouldn't otherwise.
I love it. I love it. So what happens? That you sit in a room and you say, okay, you're going to share a song, and then you share a song.
Well, we set it up ahead of time. So, we know who's going to sing ahead of time. We know who's going to lead the songs ahead of time. And we only ask that any songs that are led have some part that everybody can sing. A chorus, a refrain, an easy repeat kind of thing. And so those come in ahead of time. And then on the night of the song swap, we share the lyrics in one window, and so everybody can see it, and we set up an order ahead of time.
Okay.
My friend Carolyn Brzezinski, she's been she's been our Katie, she's been our tech person, and
Right.
and actually Amanda and Miles, they come all the time, and who are other people here that I see?
And Phil is here. Phil from England is here.
Phil's here? Oh my gosh! Hi, Phil. I can't see you, but hi.
Let's bring Phil forward. Let's bring Phil forward.
Where is he?
Can we find Phil? Speak up, Phil. Speak up.
I don't think he's here today, but he comes nearly every single day into
I,
this room.
yeah, I remember he was here. He does a similar thing in England too. I saw one that he made where he was outside an Airstream trailer. He was singing this beautiful song. He's a wonderful singer, and he brings great songs to us that a lot of songs that I don't know. Tom Smith comes from Massachusetts. Kim Wallach from New Hampshire. We get a lot of different people, and I've been able to hear a lot of songs that I'd never heard before, which is always fun.
All right. Well, I want to invite to the next one.
Well, you're invited. Everybody's invited. Oh, here's how you get the link. Okay. You go to Quiet Corner Song Swap on the Facebook page. And I haven't put up the next month's link, but this reminds me I got to do that today. But
Katie has it in the chat.
oh, thank you. Katie, you are so great. Oh my gosh.
Don't miss it. Katie, don't miss a beat.
Oh man, you are great. Okay, so yes, the Quiet Corner Song Swap. So you can go there and join us on December 17th. And if you want to lead a song, my email address, Katie can put this in there too, is sally@sallyrogers.com. Pretty easy to remember. Just send me an email saying, yes, I would like to lead a song. Here's the song I'd like to lead, include the lyrics, and then pass them on to Carolyn, and Carolyn makes up a list.
Fantastic, fantastic. Are there any other projects that you'd like to talk about before we get back to the song? Because we really want to re-sing that song again.
Okay. Well, one other thing that I have been able to start doing, starting next week, is I do a Science of Sound program for kindergarten and first grade. It's usually just for kindergarten, but this year it's for first grade too because they missed it last year. And it's for people in the Quiet Corner up here in northeastern Connecticut and south central Massachusetts. It's a little 1-hour program sponsored by Performing Arts of northeastern Connecticut, and they pay me and the schools get it for free. And next week I get to start doing it again, and I actually at this point I only have 2 schools who are willing to have outsiders come in because of COVID. So I'll be doing 2 schools anyway with my mask on.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, there is an open invitation for you to join the regular open mic that happens here. Well, it happens with Carpe Diem Arts, because JoJo and the whole crew would love for you to join them. So,
oh, lovely. When does that happen?
So we started doing it we said we were going to go once a month. We're still sort of finding our once a month rhythm, but we're hosting regular coffee or cocktail hours in here, and also regular open mics. Just lots of fun ways to pull everybody in this community together, because I think we all miss each other when we only get to see each other once a day.
Yeah, yeah. And I got to meet you guys. I mean, I got to meet JoJo and Katie and
Busy?
Arnaé.
I got the N and the R mixed up. Arnaé, sorry, Arnaé.
Well, here's the thing with the cocktail, Sally. So you have to have a cocktail.
Oh, that's not a problem.
Okay.
I'm married to a winemaker.
I'm kidding.
And I want to give a shout out to Busy Graham, who has supported so much music and folk music and arts, and she has made the Baltimore area just ring with art and music, and very grateful for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. May we please have the song again?
Oh yes, of course.
I know Katie's gonna put.
So everybody, you got to go. You'll have to scroll back, I guess.
Yeah, Katie will take care of it. Boom, bing, bing, like magic. They're right there.
Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm gonna go to that verse that I'm not too sure of. I got it last time. Okay. Here we go. It's so easy to dream of the days gone by. It's a hard thing to think of the times to come. And the grace to accept every moment as a gift is a gift that is given to some. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dreams bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Love till you've loved it away. I see Johnny Harper playing along. If anybody else wants to, we're in the key of D. There are sorrows enough for the whole world's end, and there are no guarantees but the grave. And the lives that we live and the times we have spent are a treasure too precious to save. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dreams bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Love till you've loved it away. As it was, so it is, as it is, shall it be, and it shall be while lips that kiss have breath. Many waters indeed only nurture love's seeds, and their flower overshadows the power of death. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dreams bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Love till you've loved it away.
Oh, I love that. Love till you loved it away. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Sally Rogers. Everybody, give her a big, warm Zoom love and support.
Back at you all. Thank you so much, Arnaé. It's been a pleasure meeting you, and Katie also.
Absolutely. We'll definitely meet again.
I hope so.
And happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Have a great turkey or a tofurkey or whatever you end up having. We're doing an interesting thing this year. Instead of going, well, we are going to one Thanksgiving, and then the next day we get together with a family who the woman in charge of the family always has to work on Thanksgiving. And so we're going to her house instead of making her come all the way here. So we're making the dinner and bringing it to her so she doesn't have to do anything.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Thank you so much for being here with us. Everybody give her another hand. Give her another hand. All right. Before we say goodbye, I just want to personally express my gratitude to Busy Graham, Joe Rossi, Katie Abadou, the entire staff of Carpe Diem Arts, and especially you, Daily Antidoters, all of y'alls. You've just lovingly embraced me into this gorgeous community, and it's added so much joy and connection to my life, and especially to my Tuesday morning. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And in case I didn't say it, thank you. All right, we've got JoJo in the room. Let's say hello to her. Were there any announcements that you needed to make, JoJo? Okay. All right. So before I say goodbye, let me again extend an invitation to all the new people in the room. Please stay till after the end so you can receive a special welcome. And we're going to say goodbye to the Facebook family first. Bye, Facebook peoples. See you next time.